Hey, I'm Amy Falcon, a co-creator in the Excalibur Institute, here with Christopher Power, the founder of Excalibur Institute. Hey, Christopher.
Hi, Amy.
Yeah. So we're doing a series of conversations, and this is the first one. So we're going to talk about something. And what I wanted to talk about was collaboration. And what I'm thinking, what we've been kicking around is that there's a real difference between networking and collaboration. So what do you want to say about that?
There is, and I see in business at the moment, people think, oh, you help me network and I'll help you network, and that's collaboration, you know. And it
Yeah.
reminds me of, the Rolling Stones or Eric Clapton or something getting up on stage and playing a song like "Give Me Shelter" or "Layla" or something like that, and in the middle you hold up signs saying, "And by the way, you can buy McDonald's out the back," or Eric also does this and also does that, on the
Yeah.
side, and he'll be running another seminar, and it's sort of like, what? Did
Buy my book.
buy my book? Yeah, exactly. Right. Look, networking definitely has its place. If you don't have networks, you can't communicate. You can't share. A, a relationship is a network. A little network. And then you
Yeah.
get families and communities, and all of that's great. But just because you got a family doesn't mean people are going to collaborate, right? It just means they're networked, right?
Yeah.
So
Whether they want to be or not.
whether they want to be or not, and whether they get along or not. Um,
Yeah.
Collaboration, using the example of bands, or, but this happens in business, it happens in politics, it happens in
Hmm.
sport, it happens everywhere. You've got groups of people working together to get a great result. Collaboration is when everyone brings their best to the table, right? Not what they think is their best, not what they're trying to prove they're good at, but what is great about them. It's called grace. It's what comes naturally to you. What is your grace? When
Yeah.
you're doing what comes naturally to you, you're graceful. It's natural.
Mm.
It flows. The energy's great, right? You bring the best to the table. And we were talking about this earlier, and it's like someone has a
Yeah.
great idea, and you're sitting at the round table, and everyone goes, wow, Amy had a great idea. Hey, guys, what can we do with this? It's like a band going, oh, someone came up with a great chord. How can we fit this in? And what are the ladies, the singers have to say about this? And, how does that work in with the rhythm? And it's where everyone is bringing their best to the table and taking it to a level where they create an incredible piece of music, a great song, a hit,
Yeah.
or two great,
Yeah. You
two,
do. You've got to really be committed to working together
yes,
on something beyond yourself in that.
yes, beautifully put.
And one of the things, yeah, and you need to do that with families too, and that's painful because we don't, like you said, we don't always see that. That there isn't that sense of collaboration. There's some places where we know that that's not the case because everybody knows it takes everybody playing their correct role in order for everything to work. And we were talking about this earlier, grandmothers and mothers and grandchildren, and that's going to be a really cool topic to get into later. But you got to have that, and okay, that's a totally different thing, so we weren't going to go there now. But yeah, and now there's something that you say too that I think is really important, which is what are you really great at versus what you think you're great at.
Yeah.
And that's a hard one because I think people are starting to have that feeling of, and we know this like from the Great Resignation and all this other stuff that came out of COVID. It's like there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more. What else can I do What else can I do? And people are starting to feel the courage to kind of try some different things. And one of the things that I realize is that I see in that is it's a lot of independent things. And even then, I'm not reading about a whole lot of truly collaborative, innovative things. And
Yeah.
it just feels to me like we're really ripe for that right now.
We're not only ripe, if we don't get it together, we'll completely mess up our world, economically, politically,
God, you think?
physically, whatever. But the key, look, if you're going to collaborate, you've got to want other people not only to help bring out more of who you are, but you want to do something together that takes it to a whole new level for everybody. You know, it's hard to describe, but it's very easy to see. That's why I'm running out of words. It's like, it's hard to describe, but it's very easy to see when it happens.
Yeah.
Because you know it. It's like, wow, what a beautiful.
Well, you feel it, right? You get it emotionally.
What a great football team. What a great play. You know, this is, wow, this is a business, or, you know, that'll go viral, as they say. And
okay, something just occurred. It just occurred to me in that is the degree of collaboration you can do with other people and not get close to them.
Wow, that's a
like, does collaboration need to lead to intimacy, or can it be done like, here are my boundaries, we're going to collaborate, but only like this and only to this degree, and can you still produce something great and still go your separate ways? Or does true collaboration at the level you're talking about require we take down those barriers and get intimate with each other?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm looking at all in my mind as you're speaking. I'm looking at all variants and possibilities. But if you want to just cut to the chase, without intimacy, collaboration lacks the juice that it needs to really make people just stop and be moved, be transformed by the collaboration. You'll never, without that, and without that level of intimacy, whatever level it is, it can be intellectual, emotional, physical, it can be spiritual, but if there isn't that authentic intimacy, and that shows up as people treating each other with courtesy. In other words, they value each other and they riff off each other, and they're constantly getting excited by how that lifts them to a new level. And intimacy is absolutely fundamental to that. It is, you know, so like networking.
And then you got to have in there trust.
Let me just finish this, Amy. Networking just does not require intimacy. Collaboration does.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that I can definitely follow.
Right? Collaboration does. And it doesn't mean you can't create networks of collaborators and blah, blah, blah. But the difference, you can get away with networking, like network marketing, or just networking on the internet, and, you know, even dating apps and stuff like that. But, you know, you're never going to get people really coming together and creating a great date, a great relationship, a great family, a great community without intimacy. That's the missing ingredient. And that's what we need to really, really focus on. And in our next discussion, we could talk more about that. But, you know, basically.
Well, then we have to bring trust into it too, right?
Sorry?
And that leads us to trust.
Oh, yes.
All right.
But how can you trust someone who's not being themselves and isn't willing to be intimate with you, being true to themselves, and ask you to do the same? It just, you can't do it. It's impossible. So let's just wrap this up now, okay?
Yep.